to make their own financial business. We asked the store owner, Rico Alvarez, and about the store.
Well, hello. My name is Rico Alvarez. I am the owner of this sari-sari store named Sam's Place, which was named after my daughter. And I was an ex-seaman. I live here in San Antonio, Santa Natividad Street, San Antonio Valley. I've been here for more than 20 years. And as I said, I was a seaman before, and I stopped sailing now. Just because my children are all growing, I need to be here for guidance of my children. Well, I was a marine engineer, third engineer. But I still, after all those years, I sailed for 14 years. That's sailing time. Not including the vacations I had in between, but I was on board for 14 years. I finished my education also, and then I started getting on board. Finding a job then during that year, 1984 was it? 1983, something like that. It's not that easy. Not at all that easy. Pero you just have to go on and take the opportunities that you have right before you, right in front of you. So I grabbed on a chance and started out as an engine cadet. Yes, cadet. That's like a utility guy in the engine room. I started out like that and worked my way up through the positions, and through the years, thank God, I reached some of my goals. And since then, my children were growing up, and when they reach a certain age, I know that being a seaman, by the way, I would not recommend being a seaman to anybody else, especially, of course, the whole life.
Why?
Just because of the family. You would have to be with your family, especially with your children when they are growing up. So I had to be here. I have to be here to guide them. Marami ng balita na ang family hindi natatakot ay hindi naging maayos kasi hindi kompleto. I have to be here. So I stopped and then I started doing business. Since then, I started out as a manager of my own printing company, which really started out good. And also with our studies before, we know that it would last only for 5 or 6 years because of technology. Technology really catch up something from you. Well, we did good. I would even call that business a turbocharged business. Maybe you have heard of that word, pero it made good until the time that technology came in and we cannot cope up with anymore because it's much more expensive to be with the technology and to compete with the larger printers. It was a printing company anyway. And then, but still, of course, I managed to save some. And even through my years on board the ship, when I was sailing, I was able to have my own house, provide some, and buy some things that I would need in the near future or in the near future para sa studies din ng mga anak ko. For their study, our medical situations, and mga ganyan. Just good enough for the money to run around. Don't have that much, just enough. Kasi for me, for a person like me, I believe that you should know, an individual should know when to say enough. A little bit more than what you need, greed will come in, which is not very nice. And it destroys a whole lot of people. When greed starts coming in, then that's the beginning of the problem that you will have through your life, parang hindi sa iyo lang, but for the rest of the family. Anyways, after that printing company, I live in this place very near the school, and I have a huge garage here. I have only one van to use also. So I have enough space to start a sari-sari store, which really would make your money run around. I mean, turn around and get some for what you needed. For what you needed inside the house. Of a family just like my size. I have 3 children and my wife. Anyway, my wife is also working. She works. She's an accountant. And of course, she also helps. That also depends on the personality of the couple or the owner. It only depends, it only means that she also comes to help. She likes it, and I have that in mind. You don't just get a wife and hide her from the rest of the world. It's not like that. For me, no. She still have to grow. She finishes her studies na naman. Now she has her chance to grow. See the world. I've seen it so many times before. But she also has to grow. So we help each other. We really help each other to make the days pass for the not so much actually. But we are having everything that we need. Not everything that we want, but everything that we need. That is also should be clear to everybody. Wants and needs are two different things. Well, it started out hard, syempre, kasi opening up a store like this, first of all, you would have to have your PR, public relations, how you deal with people. And remember, being a seaman for 14 years, it was not easy for me to relive my social life. I was living on my own on board a ship for 14 years, not knowing so many people, not mingling with so many other people, and then suddenly here I am. I have to face these people. I have to cope up with them. I have to have a good sense of humor and show that I care for them. Hindi yun naging madali para sa akin, pero still, that is something nice naman to go to. So I did it. Well, it's been surviving for what? 7 years na. Kung sari-sari store na to, it's doing fine. Actually, for itself, it can really sustain itself. The electrical bills, the water bills. The funny thing is also helps us with the financial ways for the house itself. I was able to develop it a little. I had my own solar panels for power. I have my used water cycle to reuse the gray water that we use for the laundries. These are the things na kailangan for you to minimize your output of cash. Kasi talaga naging importante. Solar panels decreases my electric bill by 40%. And the water, well, ang galing kasi I stay at the minimum. Just because of the gray water use, the reuse of the water after the laundry and everything. So that is how it goes on here. Every afternoon, every morning, very busy. Pero there are slack times. As you can see here on my side, during this time, this is my slack time. So I'm not so busy. Nakakapagawa pa ako. Well, yes, I do believe and I hope and I really look positive about it. Kaya lang, ang sa akin, from my point of view, there will always be jobs. I do believe that there are jobs everywhere. But the thing is how people think. And will they be hardworking enough? Because you see, there are times that I look at the Filipinos are quite lazy. There are so many of us that are lazy. Who doesn't want to work? Who doesn't want to come down to a level which they think they have passed through already? For example, a college graduate who doesn't want to work as any other job lower than what they are. There are a lot of those. There are people who just who feel ashamed about the job that they would have to pass through. In other countries, I have seen people, old women, who works just in the ports, because I was a seaman, just in the ports. Do you know what they do each and every day? They sweep the floors, sweep the area of the materials that we discharge. For example, uh, maize, corn, the soya beans, and they have to take people from the outside just to sweep it because it's all over the place. But I can see that those people, even old ones, are given a job. They were given a job. They have a work to do to clean inside the tanks of our tankers that I have been on board on. And then what? They're paid for it. Because they're not ashamed to do their work. They don't feel bad if they are paid low. As long as they are active, they are helping. That's the problem with most of the Filipinos, I think. Of course, not to mention the laziness. It's always been there. The laziness, the discipline that they have. But I do believe unemployment will be brought down if we just have the patience, the will to go on even at low, or start even at low positions. It doesn't really matter as long as you're doing a decent job. I think it's better to sweep the road than to sell drugs. I would rather see people sweeping the roads or working in construction on the road for me to see them sniffing or taking in drugs or selling drugs. I would rather see that. That's why in the news, I would rather see the television saying that there are addicts and pushers killed. I would rather see that than see innocent people being killed by these drug addicts. What do you prefer? Unemployment? Yes, it will be. It can be. It's only on the will of the people. When I stopped sailing, I thought of, I will not be unemployed. I will be paying my social security system on my own. Oh. And then I will have my contribution to the government. I will help the government even just by my own way of paying the social security, because paying the security system means helping also the government to use that money for the time being that you are collecting or sharing it or saving it in your name, on your name. So I said, I will erect my own business, help the community in some ways. For example, I face students every day, and I will teach them the right ways. Maybe some of my ways are harsh. Maybe they will hear me shout or get mad or get angry, but I don't intend to teach them something wrong. All I wanted is to share to them what life is and be realistic about it. Not the fantasy. I like fantasy. Who doesn't like fantasy? I like fantasy, but this is the real world. The moment you step outside of your door, from your house, that's the real world. So you must know, or everybody should know, that this is no joke anymore. This is not a fantasy. This is the real world. How hard it is, but how exciting and, well, let's say, how nice, how satisfying when you go through the test of life. That's how I think. Anything else?
Thank you for your kindly participation in this interview.
Yeah. That's all.
Unemployment also leads to poverty. Here we are in Barangay San Isidro, together with Secretary Roselia Waigado, to ask how they manage to help the barangay with unemployment.
We have to we conduct trainings to applicants. That's all.
Thank you. And then, last question. Do you think the new government can change the unemployment rates?
Yes, the new government can change the unemployment rates by means of coordinating to all company by hiring of the applicants. Okay na yun?
Thank you for your time. And that ends our interview here in San Paradise episode.